When people think about Apple, the first products that come to mind are usually the iPhone, the MacBook, or the iPad. These are the devices that dominate headlines, shape conversations, and influence entire industries. They are the stars of Apple's product line, often shown off in flashy presentations and big events. But in the shadows of these giants, there has been a small product often overlooked, sometimes even dismissed as unnecessary. That product is the Apple TV 4K. For years, the Apple TV has quietly existed. It has never received the same level of attention as Apple's bigger devices. Many people considered it just another streaming box, a way to watch Netflix or Disney Plus, but nothing more. Some even asked why anyone would spend extra money on it when cheaper options from Roku, Amazon, or Google could do the same job. Yet, if the latest leaks and rumors are correct, 2025 could be the year this little black box transforms into something far greater. This new Apple TV 4K might not only be about streaming, it could become the centerpiece of the living room, the heart of the smart home, and maybe even a true competitor to gaming consoles. In this section, we're going to explore the journey of Apple TV up to this point, the challenges it has faced, and the first signs that 2025 is shaping up to be a game-changing year. Where the Apple TV stands today. To understand what's coming, we need to look at what the Apple TV is right now. The current model, the third-generation Apple TV 4K, was released in late 2022. At first glance, it looks like a simple black box, something you might mistake for just another streaming device. But once you look inside, you realize Apple has packed it with powerful hardware. This device runs on Apple's A15 Bionic chip. That's the same chip that powered the iPhone 13 series, a flagship phone only a few years ago. This means the Apple TV is not a weak streaming stick. It has serious horsepower, much more than most people realize. It supports 4K resolution at high frame rates. It handles HDR10 plus 4 brighter highlights, Dolby Vision for richer colors, and Dolby Atmos for immersive sound. Watching movies on this box is a different experience compared to cheaper alternatives. Thanks to its power, the Apple TV feels smooth and fast. Apps load quickly. The interface responds instantly. Even games on Apple Arcade run with surprising fluidity. For anyone who has used cheap $40 sticks, the difference is clear. Movie nights feel cinematic. Casual gaming feels polished. The device is built for more than just basic streaming. And yet, despite these strengths, the Apple TV 4K has struggled to capture a wide audience. The main reason is cost. At $129, it is 3 times more expensive than a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick. For casual users who only want Netflix, YouTube, or Prime Video, why would they spend so much more? That has always been Apple's biggest challenge with this product. The big problem: perception and price. The story of the Apple TV is not just about its features. It's about perception. For many people, the Apple TV is seen as a luxury, not a necessity. It is the extra box you don't really need, especially when other brands sell cheaper alternatives that do most of the same things. This has created a unique problem for Apple. On one hand, the Apple TV 4K is powerful, polished, and premium. On the other hand, it feels out of reach for the average buyer. It sits in a strange middle ground. It is not as cheap and simple as a Roku, but it is also not as essential as an iPhone or iPad. For years, Apple has struggled to make this product mainstream. But according to new reports and leaks, Apple is preparing to change that perception in 2025. The company seems ready to reimagine the Apple TV, giving it new features, new hardware, and maybe even a new price strategy. This could be the moment when the Apple TV stops being a niche product and becomes a true household essential. The hardware leap. From A15 to A17 Pro or A18. The first major upgrade rumored for the 2025 Apple TV 4K is in its hardware. Instead of the A15 Bionic, the new model is expected to use either the A17 Pro or the upcoming A18 chip. These are the same chips found in Apple's latest iPhones, and they bring console-grade power. Why does this matter? Because it transforms the Apple TV from a simple streaming box into something far more capable. The A17 Pro chip already supports advanced features like ray tracing. This is a graphics technology that simulates how light interacts with objects in real time, with powerful hardware, stronger connectivity, and surprising new features like a built-in camera. But all of that would not matter if Apple continues to face the same problem it always has: price. For years, this small box has been considered too expensive for the average buyer. That's why one of the most important changes in 2025 may not be inside the device at all. It may be in how Apple positions and prices the Apple TV 4K. The pricing question. For a long time, the Apple TV has been priced much higher than its competition. A Roku stick can be bought for under $50. Amazon's Fire Stick often sells for even less. Google's Chromecast with Google TV also sits in the same affordable range. Meanwhile, the Apple TV 4K has usually started at $129 or more. For someone who just wants to watch Netflix or YouTube, this difference feels unnecessary. This has created a barrier for Apple. The device is premium, but the market for streaming boxes is dominated by budget-friendly options. Many buyers never even consider the Apple TV because it feels overpriced. If Apple really wants to expand its reach in 2025, this is the problem it needs to solve. According to recent reports, Apple may finally be preparing to change its pricing strategy. Some analysts suggest we could see the first Apple TV 4K priced under $100. This would be a huge shift. For the first time, Apple would have a device that directly competes with cheaper alternatives, while still offering far more power and polish. Why Apple might lower the price? On the surface, it might seem strange for Apple to cut the price of one of its products. Apple has always positioned itself as a premium brand, with devices that cost more than the competition. But in the case of Apple TV, the real money isn't in the hardware. It's in the services that the hardware unlocks. Think about it this way. Once someone buys an Apple TV, they are far more likely to subscribe to Apple's services. Apple TV Plus for shows and movies, Apple Arcade for gaming, Apple Fitness Plus for workouts, Apple Music for audio, iCloud for storage. Each of these services costs money every month. And Apple knows that once people are inside the ecosystem, they rarely leave. This is what makes the Apple TV 4K so important. It's not just a box for watching movies. It's a gateway into the wider Apple world. By lowering the price of entry, Apple could bring millions of new households into its ecosystem. Over time, the subscriptions would generate far more revenue than the hardware ever could. The power of the ecosystem. This is where Apple's real strength lies, the ecosystem. No other company has a collection of hardware, software, and services that work together so seamlessly. The iPhone connects to the Apple Watch. The iPad connects to the Mac. AirPods connect to everything. And now the Apple TV is being positioned as the centerpiece of the living room. Imagine this experience. You pick up your iPhone, choose a movie on Apple TV Plus, and with one tap it starts playing on your television. Your AirPods automatically connect if you want private listening. Your HomePod speakers sync for surround sound. Your HomeKit lights dim as the movie begins. All of this happens without effort. That's the magic of the Apple ecosystem. This is what Apple is betting on in 2025. The Apple TV 4K won't just compete with cheap sticks by being more powerful. It will compete by being smarter, by offering an experience that no other brand can match. For many people, the convenience and integration will make the higher price worth it. And if Apple does lower the cost below $100, the value becomes undeniable. Competing with consoles. Another major part of Apple's strategy is gaming. Until now, the Apple TV has been seen as a device mainly for streaming. But with the rumored A17 Pro or A18 chip, it could become a true gaming machine. Ray tracing, faster performance, and Wi-Fi 7 all point toward a future where the Apple TV competes directly with gaming consoles. Of course, it won't replace a PlayStation or Xbox for hardcore gamers. But it doesn't need to. Instead, Apple could target the huge audience of casual gamers who want good graphics and fun experiences without spending hundreds on a console. Apple Arcade, paired with a powerful Apple TV, could fill that role. The addition of a camera also makes gaming more interactive. Imagine fitness games where your movements are tracked in real time, or party games where you play using gestures. This opens up a whole new category of gaming that traditional consoles don't focus on. It's not about replacing PlayStation or Xbox. It's about creating something different, something only Apple can deliver. The smart home connection. Beyond gaming and streaming, Apple TV is also being positioned as a smart home hub. Apple has been investing in HomeKit and smart devices for years, but adoption has been slow compared to Amazon Alexa or Google Home. The Apple TV could change that. With Siri improvements, HomeKit integration,